Hi, welcome to Pur'N'Kleen podcast, episode number 3. My name is Rommel, and today we're going to talk about operations strategy. Hey everybody, Rommel here. This episode will be about operations strategy and what makes for good operations in Star Citizen. Before I begin, I do want to give a special shout out to the newest member of our org, Captain Kofster. Thank you so much. I also want to give special thanks to Slippery Pixels and Sophie Girl, who have been following us on Twitter and just being overall awesome people. So shout out to them. Okay, so what the heck do I mean by operations? When I say operations, you may be picturing something like a factory worker in a manufacturing plant. Chances are that's not really how Star Citizen is going to work. Most of the stuff in Star Citizen will be simulated and done behind the scenes by the sort of economy simulator backbone part of it. Most of you, most likely, you are going to be part of a service type organization, whether that be military type escort group or a shipping company, a mining company, and those can also be non-profit, for-profit. So keeping that in mind, the idea of when we say operations, the idea is to try to think of operations in a way that is applicable to most Star Citizens organizations. What I mean by operations is that if we are going to be doing some routine work as part of our everyday in Star Citizen, let's try to think about how to do this in a smarter way. With that in mind, here are the 3 questions that summarize what makes for good operations. What is an improvement? How can you link operations to your organization's strategy? Where to target improvement? How do you link operations to your company finances? And how to improve? Need to know all of the above. You need to first know what is an improvement and where to target the improvement before you can start to actually improve. And once we know how to do it, we need to know what exactly and how do you measure it. So let's take a step back and consider 2 fictitious competing shipping companies, which we will call the UEEPS and the Space FedEx. They focus on moving other players' ship from one star system to another for a fee, so that other players that don't have the time don't have to do so. Okay, so UEEPS is focused on price, and they want to ship everywhere in the universe. So if you want to ship from, say, one corner of the universe to the other, you might pick UEEPS to do it because they will do it very cheaply. Space FedEx, on the other hand, is focused on delivering your ships absolutely, positively overnight. So if you need it fast, you go Space FedEx. So given those 2 companies, who do you think will have the better operations? Maybe pause the video to think about it and take a guess. Say you hire Space FedEx to move your ship from Earth in the Sol system to Artemis in the Vega system. How will they send it? Will they send it directly to the destination inside a bigger spaceship? That obviously wouldn't scare because really you can only fit maybe 4 ships inside a ship, inside a carrier. They would probably use what is called a hub and spoke system. All ships going from Sol and Magnus, for example, will go to the hub in the Stanton system. They get sorted by destination there, and then at a later time they get delivered to the Vega system. Is this the cheapest way to send ships? Absolutely not. Why do you do that? Because this is the most cost-efficient way to make sure that all ships can be guaranteed arrival by tomorrow morning. Again, is it because of cost? No. Space FedEx doesn't care about cost. It cares about providing a fast, reliable service to other players. This is a good operation strategy for them. So, if you answered that Space FedEx has the better operations, you are basically highlighting the fact that operations is not only about cost. The same things that increase the cost of the Space FedEx service are the same things that create value for its customers. But the second thing to note, which I think is more important, is the fact that operations improvement for one organization can be of horrendous consequences for another organization. If, say, UEEPS copied the operations strategy of Space FedEx, the additional overhead of delivering overnight would make it go bankrupt very quickly. Similarly, if Space FedEx tries to compete on price with UEEPS, it would immediately lose its competitive advantage of delivering overnight. So with that in mind, how can we determine what is an improvement for your organization? You can do so by answering these questions. What is our competitive strategy? How do we compete and provide value in the market? And you can rank that by price. Are we cheaper than other people? You can rank that by time. Can we do it faster? You can do so by quality. Are we just simply offering a better service than the other people? Or variety. Is it a one-stop shop? Maybe our org has everything and you don't have to go to another org. And you can also answer the question, what is our operations strategy? Which competencies must we develop? Okay, so given our strategy for competition, how are we going to achieve those things? And again, you can rank those by cost, time, quality, and flexibility. And third, process structure and management. How to structure the organization to develop competencies that support our strategy. And this is developed by the processes that we choose to take part of in our organization and by management, the management of the players within the organization. So based on your business strategies, you will need to make choices on your resources. If you are competing on price, you cannot allow yourself to pay the same wages as someone selling high-end goods. So this impacts whether you will want to choose NPCs or other players, because you know that NPCs will absolutely charge a price in your operations, whereas another player may, technically do things for free. You may not necessarily pay them. But that also has meaning to how you structure your processes. If you are competing on price, you will want to break down your processes into individualized, highly repetitive and replaceable steps, right? So that anybody can come in and swap in and you don't have to keep them highly trained. But if you are selling high-end goods, then giving the same scripted process can give the impression of a very cheap service. So again, the main point I want to get across is the idea of alignment. Alignment is the fit between competitive strategy that we have and operational choices that we make. What we would like to say is that the process change is an improvement only if it improves our alignment between the strategy and the processes. So if we go back to our original question of what makes for a good operations, we now have an answer. A good operation is an operation that reduces the gap between our organizational strategy and our operations. So that's all I have to say about operations strategy for this episode. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. The Pur'N'Kleen podcast is a free Star Citizen podcast aimed at tackling the business side of the verse. It is available every Monday, but you can also get it ahead of time by signing up for the newsletter in the show notes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Last but not least, if you are looking for a business-oriented organization, please do check us out at PurNKleen.com.